Yeah.
Pube hard.
About nothing but penises. And we just
We'll call it tumescence.
We'd have guitars that look like penises. We'd have drumsticks that look like penises.
There we do.
So, yeah, here we are. Welcome
Country
to the
cock
Slick Review.
instead of butter.
Maybe horse cocks, if we were going to tie it to the podcast, you know.
There we
But
go.
anyway, this is...
Turgid equestrian. That's what we could call it.
Try that again. Let me hear you.
Turgid equestrian.
Yeah.
That's what we could call it.
Yeah, welcome everybody to the Horse Review. I guess Christmas episode. How you guys doing?
Pretty good, man.
Seasonal
I'm
employee.
doing the the holiday. I'm in holiday spirit, so I've been watching lots of movies about Bigfoot's killing people.
Yeah.
Because that fits right with Christmas.
That'd be more seasonal if you were watching, like, the Abominable Snowman or the Yeti,
Yeti.
Snow Bigfoot.
One's an abominable snowman. The rest are Bigfoots. I watched Abominable. I watched what is the Bobcat one?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. But I haven't.
Oh,
seen
yeah.
that. I've been meaning to watch that. Well, you sent me a list of movies I need to watch. Actually,
Did I send them?
I think you
Okay.
did.
I can't remember what it's called right now off the top of my
You
head.
could
I watched
not
that one
recall the
again. I
name.
haven't seen it. I watched Exists again because that one's really good. And then I watched Hoax. And that one's like, it looks like it was made for TV or something. Like, I hate these movies, like, even when they're bad. Like, you watch some of these horror movies, and you get on Amazon, you can watch, everybody can put their movies on there. So you can watch some really shitty, super independent people made for like $500 kind of movies.
Some real stinkers.
But there are ones that they're not good by any means. But if they would just use these cameras, and Biz and I were just talking about this last night because there was a movie that Riff Tracks was doing called Star Raiders, and it had Casper Van Dien in it. And it was like this, the camera. It looks like they're using a camera, like the look of the camera looks like what they use for like sitcoms or like a porn set. Everything's really bright, and it looks like it doesn't fit. You know what I mean? Like, it looks like, does that make any sense?
Yeah.
It looks like camera that would be used for like television, and like you're watching a sitcom, but it's supposed to be a horror movie, and it's like it just takes everything out of it. Even if it's bad, it would be better if it just didn't have that camera. I think, like, even though it's a bad movie. So yeah, Hoax sucks, but
Cool.
there was another one. Oh,
that was the art, man. Hoax sucks because hoaxes suck. That was the point.
There's
I never
another
saw it.
one.
Kind of like the Joker or something.
I don't have any of my texts
Supposed to suck.
that I sent you or him or anybody anymore because my phone screen died. I couldn't save anything. Only thing I could recover was what was on my save to Google. But there's another movie which is really awesome. I want to watch it again. I think Biz might have watched it with me the first time I saw it. It's about the Wendigo and Bigfoot.
Teaming up.
People are in the woods, and there's this guy in it who, like, in the beginning of the movie, he's like with his wife or whatever, something like that. I have to watch it again to get the refresh. But his wife is killed by the Wendigo thing, and anyway, he's like obsessed with like hunting it and trying to kill it. And
Would you kill a
other
Wendigo?
people get involved and all this stuff, and he's like kind of turned into this fucking like kind of office rocker kind of dude, and but anyway, comes to it, and like then Sasquatch is in it, and like Sasquatch I think does kill people, but he's more like in this Sasquatch is like the good spirit of the forest, and the Wendigo is the bad one. And then at the end, the fucking Bigfoot and the Wendigo fight each other, dude.
Fuck yeah.
And it's awesome. It's cool as fuck. So yeah, that's
What does the Wendigo look like? Like, I thought it was a
even-
spirit type thing.
It is like a spirit in the movie, but it's like real weird looking. But the Sasquatch can fight it because he's like in the movie, he's kind of like he's kind of
fucking
like
rad.
Swamp Thing or something. You know what I mean? But for the forest.
No.
Well, like
For the foots.
and I'm basing this off of, I'm trying to remember the freaking movie that's got Guy Pearce in it. That's about the Wendigo. Ravenous,
I
yeah.
love that movie.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Native American folklore is basically like you become the Wendigo when you eat people. You do, like you just start devolving into that. You take on the strength of the warrior that you eat the flesh of. And in Marvel Comics, it's essentially like it looks like a big white ape man, and you're cursed with that if you eat human flesh in Canada.
Yeah, and you like in the comic book, then you kind of have a like almost a little bit of a mix of like a werewolf look too. Doesn't he? Doesn't he have like claws?
Yeah, kind of. He looks like an ape mixed with a werewolf. He's got a tail. He's got a big white mane.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I've been doing when I'm like by myself, and we've been watching Christmas movies with kids and preparing for Christmas. You know, it's that season.
Yeah, we were talking about a few, man. Like Violent Night was actually pretty good. It came out a few years ago. David Harbour, the dude from Stranger Things, plays Santa. It's kind of like a mix of Die Hard.
Die Hard with Santa.
Yeah, it's kind of like a mix of Die Hard and Home Alone to a certain extent, and some other stuff.
Oh yeah, you told me about that. I need to watch that.
Dude, honestly,
sounds so cool.
For a family friendly movie, Red One with The Rock was actually pretty good.
I've heard that it was good. Like, my daughter enjoyed it. And then I've heard other people talk about, but that's adults who are like, they go to see it to do a review, and it's kind of... There's a lot of people that are really tired of The Rock, so people are getting very biased against him, and like...
Dude, it was good for what it was. It was good for and the other thing is like I was telling Michael, the Krampus is in it, but they didn't use like the low-hanging fruit of the Krampus being the main bad guy. They actually used sort of a deep-cut Christmas monster, which...
As the main bad guy?
Yeah, as the main bad guy, which appears in the book that I brought. Like I won't tell you which Christmas monster it is in case you watch the movie, but I was surprised. I was pleasantly surprised because I knew the Krampus was in the trailer. So I was like, oh, great, cool. Krampus is going to be the bad guy because, of course, he is.
One thing that always sticks out to me, anybody brings up that movie, is the part where I think it's The Rock, and he goes, "We got snowmen," and it's like the snowmen coming, and then they are made out of snow, right? But they're like all big and badass.
Yeah, they look like bad Mr. Frosty from Clay Fighters.
Clay Fighters 63rd and 3/4.
63rd and a third, or 63rd,
third.
3/4, 33. I don't remember what it was.
33
There's a bunch of Clay Fighter games.
That was the 64.
Yeah, well, that one also had Sumo Santa in it.
Yeah, they took that. They kind of took a
Earthworm Jim
page from Naked Gun for that title, but
which is being remade by Seth MacFarlane, apparently. Seen that?
What is?
Naked Gun.
No, I didn't know that. That
Liam Neeson.
Nobody better be remaking Naked Gun, dude.
Like Leslie, yeah, without
is that
Leslie
real?
Nielsen,
I can't tell it was real anymore.
I'll be pissed off. Both of them are dead. The dude that played his partner, all of them are dead.
Nordstrom's dead.
Yes, Nordstrom is dead. O.J. Simpson is dead. High five. But the other guy, the heavyset guy, I can't remember his name right now. The white hair, his buddy, the other detective, he's dead too. So they're all dead, and it's like that was like their baby, Police Squad and all that shit.
Yeah,
they don't need to be. I don't think they need to touch that. That's like going back and doing Hot Shots over. Like the slapstick, that type of slapstick or whatever you want to call it, parody slapstick movie, since those days have not been good. Like, besides the first Scary movie, maybe the first two Scary movies.
Yeah,
the Wayans brothers did.
The first two Scary movies were decent, but even the third one was passable at times, just because like Leslie Nielsen was in it as the president.
Yeah,
and he was really good. Even though it fell off hard, but his performance made it watchable. But then that's when we entered that era of slapstick comedy where it was like Meet the Spartans and dumb shit like that, like it just got bad.
Wasn't that one like Not Another Teen Movie? Wasn't that one actually pretty good?
That one was pretty good, but you got into all the shit like vampires suck and just it got real played out because it became very formulaic.
Well, yeah, and it wasn't the originators. Like if you look at it, like I think even the guys who did. What was their names that did like Airplane?
I'm trying to remember because those were the guys that did Naked
Airplane
Gun.
Is still
Airplane, Kentucky Fried Movie, and all that.
And they helped with Naked Gun and shit. And
and they also basketball with Trey Parker and Matt Stone.
Baseball's great. That's a late one.
But
That's a great one.
I mean, it's been like what's
Ain't
it
a
been?
late
At least 10 years since. It's probably been at least 10 years since a movie like that came out. You could do one. I wouldn't.
And it's been probably 20 years that there's been over 20 years has been a really good one.
Well, yeah. But I'm saying like when you had that glut, like we had the glut of zombie movies forever, which some good stuff came out of that, unlike the glut of slapstick movies. But I mean, it's time you could do one.
Top Secret.
Top Secret's a classic too, yeah.
I saw that the other day. Pretty good.
Is that the first time you saw it?
No,
Oh, I was about to say.
of course not.
But
Just, it's not as good as Airplane. Airplane,
no, but
special
I don't
place.
know. Top Secret's pretty fucking funny.
pretty crazy, yeah.
But,
Oh man, crappy Christmas movie. Since we're on the topic of movies, you guys remember Santa with Muscles? Hulk Hogan.
No.
Oh, one of the YouTubers that So Bad It's Good, they're actually doing that movie this week.
The movie sucks so hard, dude. Santa with Muscles is so bad.
Santa's Sleigh was awesome.
No, well, yeah, we were talking about that on the way up here
It's
too.
a horror movie,
Santa
though.
Sleigh rules.
Like an action horror movie.
But
comedy.
the gold standard of Christmas horror is Silent Night, Deadly Night, and it will forever be Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Terrifier 3 is a better movie, and it does have like a Christmas theme to it, but it's not it's not a Christmas themed movie in the way that Silent Night, Deadly Night is.
Yeah. I guess, yeah, I was about to say, like, the three that stand out to me in my head, like, immediately pop up in my head is Silent Night, Deadly Night, Black Christmas,
Black Christmas.
and Terrifier 3 now. But, like, probably Silent Night, Deadly Night even more than Black Christmas, even. You know what I
for
mean?
sure.
Like, for a Christmas horror movie. But, like,
Black
Christmas takes place on Christmas, and it's awesome. It's a masterpiece.
Oh yeah, I love Black Christmas.
That's one of those movies.
I've never
It's
seen.
like you almost like you can feel like you're a fly on the wall and you're just watching everything happen. Like it seems very real.
Yeah.
Me and Michael had that effect when we were young. It's
horrifying.
With Deer Hunter.
Yeah.
We watched that when we were younger, and that Deer Hunter gave me that feeling. It's like it's so realistic, and the scenes and shit. Like that's how Black Christmas is for me. It's like
I have never seen any of the remakes of Black Christmas, like the one from like 10, 15 years ago, or the one from like 3 or 4 years ago.
Don't
they've
think I
done
have
it
either.
twice.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they've remade it 2 times.
That's weird. I could see.
Do it again and again.
because that's an old movie. But I've heard they're not that great.
I had heard the first remake was absolutely awful, and then I haven't really heard
Oh, I
much
can imagine.
about the second.
Well, that's the
remake.
thing when you got a movie that fucking good, it doesn't need to be remade.
Oh, the Tales from the Crypt short too, with the psychopath, the guy who escapes the mental hospital and is dressed as Santa and does the home invasion. Home invasion. Have you guys seen that?
I might have seen it.
That
Probably.
It's so long. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
I
watched
do
so
not
much Tales
remember.
from the Crypt when I was younger, but I don't remember.
Has anybody seen Jingle All the Way? I've heard that's pretty insane.
Actually,
But I've never watched it because I always thought it'd be
I love
cheesy.
Jingle All the Way. I remember when that. I've got to get the double mine.
Yeah,
Apparently, it's based on a true story.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, what was the actual action figure? Oh, it was. No, wait, you're right. Because I think it was based on the Tickle Me Elmo craze.
It was like a Black Friday gone wrong.
But
Kind of.
no, I thought the whole premise was actually it was.
before
something
Black
like
Friday
that.
when movie came out. Like,
Didn't it-
have Black
I know it's one of like those type situations.
I'm
just
pretty sure it came
mayhem
out-
at the store.
I'm pretty sure it came
I don't know
out
what it's
like
about.
a year or
I've
two
never seen
after
it.
Tickle Me Elmo, and I think that was the whole point. Like he needed to get the Turbo Man, but getting the Turbo
Probably
Man
Tickle
was
Me Elmo,
was
yeah.
about the Tickle Me Elmo craze.
Yeah. That.
Yeah, I like that movie a lot.
I love it, dude.
So watch it. Okay.
So watch it. Yeah,
All right.
Phil
if
Hartman's
you've
in it.
never seen,
Yeah.
if you've
Phil
never
Hartman's
seen
a
Jingle
shitty
All the
nigger.
Way, you need to watch it for sure. Sinbad's in it.
Yeah, that's the rival.
Michael, you love Sinbad.
But I love when he opens a bag of chips. It's time to eat. You know what I mean?
Yep,
Yeah.
that's for truth. So okay, I guess that we're probably done with the intro now. So we get into into the book, or you want to get into some articles first? I got a few stories.
If you want to do some stories, we can do some stories. Or I kind of figured what we might do. I mean, we can look at some of the monsters in this. I'll probably eventually let each of y'all read it, and then you should tell me what your favorite monster in here, other than the because Krampus rules. We all love Krampus. It's hard not to like Krampus, but you should tell me what your favorite monster in here is after you read it that isn't the Krampus.
Well, why don't you just read us
It's like an
Three or
80s
four,
rocker.
maybe 3 or 4 out of there.
A couple.
We'll just talk about them. You read the
All right.
the
Well,
story about them, the little description. I mean, they're short descriptions, aren't they?
no, some of them are pretty long, so I'll give you snippets and kind of.
Well, some of the cooler ones you like, and just give us like a little rundown.
So the book is Surviving Krampus and Other. The book is Surviving Krampus and Other Yuletide Monsters: The Fright Before Christmas by Jeff Ballinger.
Jeff Ballinger.
And I guess he's got. I guess he's got like some haunted. It's in the introduction.
He's got connections.
I read this last
guy.
year, but he's got some sort of haunted Midwest show or something, like a ghost hunting type show.
Oh.
All right, so you want a super brutal one, or do you want a funny one?
Let's get a brutal one first. How about that?
All right, vamp for me, because I have to
Brutal.
find this.
Okay. So, yeah.
Talk about your Yule logs or whatever.
I haven't had a Yule log this year. I should have.
Yeah.
Dude, I had a
Unless
Yule
you're talking
log
about
that
a filthy ass shit.
I had a Yule log that actually lasted 2 or 3. Like, I can't burn this thing. It doesn't die. I used it for 2 years and it's still sitting in my backyard.
That's awesome. Did you soak it with meat?
No, I just soaked it with lighter fluid. It still won't burn. All right, let's see. We won't do the Belschnickel because he's basically Diet Krampus. But let me see. I'm looking.
Belschnickel.
Belschnickel. His name is cool.
All right, well, we can talk about this one because I don't even really have to read much of the description for this one. But Mari Lwyd, I guess, the Welsh skeletal horse. You're aware of this?
Oh, yeah. I think so. I think I've heard of this talked about on some kind of a show or something.
Yeah. So in southern Wales in midwinter, it's a skeletal horse. It basically
Poor
marches
guy's
through the
cold.
town. It marches through the town. You have to rap battle it. Yeah, like there's rhymes.
Oh.
And if you lose, you have to give it food. So basically, a person will dress as a skeletal horse. And it is essentially rap battling an undead horse.
What the hell? What happens if you don't give it food?
Let's see. Hold on.
You got to rap out of it.
Yeah. Well, now you got to rap battle.
No, like if you lose, you have to give it food. What happens if you don't give it food?
So, traditionally, it's supposed to be like an ostler, like a person who looks after horses. There'll usually be somebody
I've heard
accompanying it. Let's see. So, usually the rhymes are often rude and crude. They're improvised. Sometimes they're traditional. The objective is for the Mari Lwyd and her handlers to come up with a superior verse so that the homeowner relents and allows the gray mare and her group inside. If she gains entry, it's said to bring good luck to the household for the coming year. However, there's a downside. The Mari Lwyd and her crew are mischievous. They've likely been drinking and expect the homeowner to provide more, so you got to give them beer. Basically, I forgot. Basically, they're going to drink all your beer.
What's her crew?
I don't
No,
have
she's
any.
got
I have coconut
handlers.
water.
Oh, handlers. Okay. I guess I missed that part.
Or make some tea.
Are
They'll
they
chase
are they
people.
skeletons?
Nah, that's just basically. I'm sure it's probably hard to see out of the damn costume. But basically, they'll chase people around the house as they make their way through your house and then the village. Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. But no, I mean, that's honestly enough.
Do they still do this? Do they still
Yeah,
celebrate
no, this is still a big thing in Wales,
Oh,
dude.
cool.
But bones?
All right, here's one. She's technically got a lot more thing. Like, have you guys heard of Grilla?
Gorilla. No.
No.
So this is an Icelandic witch,
Ooh, hit me with the
and she's also got the
witch,
Yule lads.
witch.
We're not going to talk about her several fucking kids that also do different things.
She's
Drugs.
children?
Yeah, several
Fucking
kids that visit you throughout the month of December. The Yule lad or the Grilla.
What is this culture? Where is this one from?
Icelandic.
Icelandic, okay. That's what I thought you said, but I wanted to make sure. Because it was like...
She is the Queen of
Brain
Christmas, a witch, an ogress who lives in a cave in the hinterlands of Iceland.
Look out, Mariah Carey.
In Iceland, yeah, she probably gave her that song to fucking torment us all. In Iceland, midwinter is known as Yule. It's dark, the sun barely rises far north, it's cold, and now we have to watch out for a beastly troll of a woman who hunts children. The first time Grilla appears in writing dates back to the 13th century when some of the great historic Icelandic sagas and poems were first documented. It translates to growler in English. Let's see. Basically, though, she
Just nags a lot.
she descends from the mountains to eat, misbehaving children. Not only does she have the Yule lads, but she's responsible for another Icelandic Christmas monster called the Yule cat, which I'll get to the Yule cat in a minute. But so the Grilla is so popular in Iceland to this day. Apparently, I'm trying to do this without reading directly from the book because people should really just read the book.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
Apparently, she's still so popular that I'm pretty sure at the Reykjavik airport, which is the capital of Iceland, there's a statue of her with a cauldron, and you can climb into the cauldron like she's stewing you, and you can take pictures. So you can get a photo op of like being eaten by the Grilla.
That's cute.
Let's do it.
And the Yule cat is
Chili cat.
the Yule cat is a giant cat that if it catches you out, I believe Christmas Day or the day after Christmas, and you're not wearing your new clothes or you didn't receive new clothes, it eats you.
Weird.
It's a well, let's see if I can get to that. Hold on.
It's the Yule cat, I guess they're all kind of date back to around the same time.
Well, there was a tradition of that. I think it had to do something with like I think it had something to do with your boss giving you socks or something for some
You
reason.
don't wear them. So. I like chili cat. If it catches you not eating a chili dog in its presence,
All right, one of the most
Does
brutal.
what?
it's not good.
All right, have you guys apparently? I'll butcher the French name, but Pierre Foutard and Father Whipper.
Gerard Depardieu.
Dude, Father Whipper is essentially, and I know this story. I knew this story before I read the book, but Father Whipper is essentially Krampus on steroids. So
I thought the Belsinore was
no. Belschnickel is
Diet
essentially
Krampus.
Amish diet Krampus.
diet. Okay.
But no, Father Whipper started out as a butcher. I can't remember exactly how many orphans came to his shop during the winter, but they were hungry. They need, and they would figure, meat. The problem is Father Whipper is pretty much a psychopath, and he was running out of meat.
Oh.
So he invited the kids into his butcher shop. I think he promised them food and things, but then he killed them, and hung their meat in his window. St. Nicholas or Santa Claus comes around, figures out that he's done that, resurrects the kids. It doesn't say
From
anything.
meat?
Yeah, from meat. Resurrects
Whoa.
the children. Doesn't say anything about removing the horrors that they suffered from their minds. So I'm sure they grew up, well adjusted.
I was a sausage.
Yeah, you remember being a sausage. You know what I mean? Like you remember.
ham hanging from a hook.
Like no one ever thinks about the implications of these stories. It's like everything was great. He resurrected him. But anyway, so Santa Claus resurrects the children, but he doesn't. His punishment for Father Whipper, who is obviously a sadist who likes torturing children, is like, you're my right hand man now. You torture the naughty kids.
Give me a break. I was a ham.
Which how's that a punishment?
And where was this one from again? Did you say?
I believe this is from France, but let me.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
pretty
you did.
sick.
You did
No,
say-
France and Belgium.
Oh, okay. Wow, that one's pretty brutal.
Yeah.
I like it.
And
Come on in, kids. Be my meat.
yeah, they probably eat
If you
like
don't be my meat, you'll have to see my meat.
probably eat meat pies after that, stuff like that. I would. I am.
You want to be a meat
We
pie?
talked about the Yule cat, so I'll just talk about two more. And there's several in here, but there's La Befana,
Lava fauna.
Oh, that's the
and let's see,
little sultry little thing.
it's an Italian witch, and she's not depicted as like she's not depicted the way witches are normally depicted around Halloween. She's not warty, crook-nosed, or anything like that. She's not green. She doesn't wear the hat. It's basically a really hot Italian chick in a
She's
red
not
dress.
described as an ogress.
Yeah. It's basically a really hot Italian chick in a red dress, and
Oh yeah.
she comes around and she cleans your house for you.
Mamma mia.
What do you got to do to get that done?
Well, actually, no. Okay, it talks about this. So today she's depicted as an ugly hag of a woman, but today she is. That's the modern version. But originally, she was depicted as a beautiful lady. She arrives on January 5th, the eve of Epiphany, fills the socks and shoes of good children with candy and toys. The naughty kids receive lumps of coal, onions or garlic.
I could use some onions, garlic.
But what sets her apart from after delivering her goodies to the children, she's been known to clean your house before she departs.
Why? What's with the change?
The change is
becoming an ugly woman.
Christianity. Christianity's responsible for a lot of that type of shit.
Well, that's just. I still believe she's pretty.
Like
I need to
inside.
know how to get her to come to my house and clean.
I'm trying to find. There's only one
But
more.
I wouldn't be mad at garlics and onions suddenly in my socks. Like,
No, I mean you could.
you know, especially if they're in their own skin.
See, if this was
You
fresh
can
in my
wash them.
mind, I could just
For cookings.
I could describe
Hell
this stuff
yeah.
a lot
Soup.
better.
You know,
But like I said, I read this book about a year ago. There's one more I want to talk about though because it was pretty crazy.
Pretty crazy.
Let me see.
it's a crazy Christmas.
Crazy Christmas monster. I'm coming to eat your toes.
It's a crazy Christmas.
You vamp for me because this one's hard to find.
Well, my man. I don't know, man. I like all these stories. Like there are so many of them.
All right, here he is.
Are these all like European area?
Yeah, most of these are European.
Yeah.
But
Believe that.
Believe it.
What's really good?
Believe that.
What's one of the things that's really good about this book, though, is it talks about how it ties a lot of the old pagan roots with the Christian stuff. It shows you like the evolution of things, but
That's cool.
and it sets up like how like Yule, the solstice, and like old pagan traditions, and how and mummery and things like that.
Yeah.
How where it came from and everything. But like one of the things the book does a really good job highlighting that I wish more people would understand is like even though all this old pagan stuff has taken on like a Christian veneer, and I'm not a big fan of Christianity, but the important thing about like the time of the seasons was like, it was winter. We had to rely on each other. There was a thing about like taking care of your neighbor. It didn't really matter about the because even if you didn't like them, it was necessary to take care of each other because winter was a harsh time, especially back then. If it snowed over much, your house might collapse and you might be living with your neighbor. He might help you rebuild in the spring, and then next year that might happen to them. It didn't really matter. It didn't really matter like. Your beliefs really shouldn't have mattered so much as like we needed to be together to weather the storm, essentially. You know
Humanity.
what I mean? So yeah, that's really what it is. Like it shouldn't matter like your religion or belief system. It's like this is the time, like this is the harsh time of year that we should all be like being thankful that we're alive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And being together.
Back when winter was, something to be feared.
If you think about it, dude, it still is. Like
It still is, but people.
Yeah, we've got all these modern
No.
things, but what was it? A few years ago in Texas, the cold wiped out a bunch of shit and people froze to death.
Yeah.
That was Texas. Texas is hot as
That ice
fuck.
storm. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's still like nature can wipe us off the face of the map like with a snap of its fingers.
Yeah.
We're overly comfortable with our modern conveniences. But anyway, that's depressing. Let's talk about
It's Chris.
the carrot colos.
The what?
The carrot colos.
The Caracan Colos. Where's this one originate from?
Oh man,
Yeah.
Europe, but I think Eastern Europe. Let's see. Yeah, this one's crazy. We may do the same region that gave us St. Nicholas also gave us a shape-shifting, subterranean, nocturnal, riddle-asking Yuletide beast of a creature called the Caracan Colos. He's the Christmas Bigfoot. If Bigfoot lurked in towns and villages around the holidays trying to trick his way into your home. to ride on your back until dawn.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I know, dude. I love this thing. This thing is so funny. So the Karakonkolos tunnels in the underground and slinks through the shadows of Serbia, Greece, Albania, Bosnia, Cyprus, Turkey, and Bulgaria, and Macedonia. But makes his way into town come Christmas. During daylight hours, you're safe. But once the sun sets, this tricky beast rises above ground and could be anywhere or look like anyone. His name is spelled various ways depending on the country, but for the sake of ease, they stuck with the Turkish spelling in honor of St. Nicholas' home country. Let's see. Look out, he's a shapeshifter. In his natural state, Karakonkolos is a dark, hairy monster with goat-like legs. Sometimes he's depicted with horns, other times with tusks like a boar. He may have ears like a donkey and glowing red. Yeah, he may have ears like a donkey and glowing red eyes. He's a monster, but by his description, you think he'd be easy enough to avoid. If you walked down a street one evening and saw some beast looking like Karakonkolos,
with a wiener like a bat.
Yeah, like 8 times his size.
Yeah.
You need no prodding to run for your life. But few people see this monster in his natural state and live to tell about it. Because he's a shapeshifter. So why Christmas? Though you can't know the mind of a monster, we can speculate. In Serbia, the 12 days of Christmas were once referred to as unbaptized days, an unholy time when demonic forces were most active. People avoid going out late at night for fear of drawing the attention of evil. January 1st on the Julian calendar is January 14th on the Gregorian calendar, a day called Little Christmas in this region when the danger is most high. So on Little Christmas Eve, a group of 7, 9, or 11 unmarried men called Sirovari chase away demons for the safety of others. The reason for the specific number is that it's believed if the number of Sirovari is even, then one of them will die within the year. So odd it is. The Sirovari run through the streets, ringing loud bells, rattles, party ratchets, the annoying little cog instruments that you see, and dragging horseshoes tied to a rope. As loud as they can, they yell out, Sirovoboro, which is Turkish, I guess.
Great job.
Good job.
The Sirovari always shift position. They hide and then reappear. All right, we'll skip some of this, though.
So this thing's the size of a Bigfoot? And
Yeah,
it jumps
but
on your back and you have to carry it around?
Yeah, there's a certain part I want to get to, so...
It's a back squatch.
Why does he... Yeah, I want to know why he jumps on your back.
Yeah, well, I want to get to some of that. In Turkey, the creature hunts during the 10 days of Zimheri, which roughly translates to the dreadful cold. On the coldest of winter, the Karakonkolo stands in a shadowy street corner asking passerby questions so as not to draw attention to himself. I feel like if you're asking
questions, isn't that intentionally? And
I feel like you are, right?
Attention to yourself?
As a shapeshifter to the yeah, okay.
I guess he stands in the dark so they think he's a person?
Yeah, if you think the stranger in the shadow who just asked you some innocuous questions may be the Karakonkolos, you must be sure that the word black is in your reply. Kara means black in Turkish.
Car does?
Kara.
Black car.
So, like, if he asks you a question, like, your response has to contain the word black. If you don't use the word black in your answer, the Karakonkolos will strike you down with a mighty blow.
God.
Other Karakonkolos attacks start off eerily familiar. You may hear a relative calling out to you. You're certain it's their voice, so you reply, but then you fall into a trance. That's when the Karakonkolos leaps onto your back and rides you like a horse wherever he chooses to go until morning.
So he either punches you in the face so hard you die, or he jumps on your back and you have to run around like on all fours like a horse carrying like an 800-pound beast.
So this is the part. This is the one I like. This is the part I like. In some parts of Serbia, the Karakonkolos perches himself above your home's door, waiting for someone to sneak out at night. Usually, those sneaking out are adulterers heading for a rendezvous with their paramours, or heading to the local brothel. As soon as the person sneaks outside, the Karakonkolos leaps onto their back and lashes them with a stick or digs his claws into their back and rides them through the forest until dawn, when he must go down below again. So basically, adulterers. That's what I love, dude.
Adulterers that he rides them through the forest the whole night, huh?
Yeah, because they planned on riding their mistresses, man. I love it. That's awesome.
Ride this motherfucker.
So is he raw dogging your ass the time he's riding you?
Maybe.
Don't cheat on your wife! Don't cheat on your...
You're galloping on all fours.
But no, that's the part I really wanted to get to. I love the fact that he perches and then perches above your doorway. I know you're gonna cheat on your wife. I know you're gonna cheat. I'm gonna ride that ass.
Well, now it's a moral.
What's this book called so we can suggest it?
Again, it's called Surviving Krampus and Other Yuletide Monsters: The Fright Before Christmas.
Cool.
Jeff Bellinger.
Jeff Bellinger.
Dude, it's a great book. Like I said, it starts
Right before Christmas.
Right before Christmas.
Great book. I give it a 10 out of 10. It's
Amen.
Yeah, if you like folklore, it's really good. It's a nice introduction to a lot of these traditions, a lot of these monsters. But like I said, the very first part of it, before he even gets into monsters, he talks about, the evolution of Christmas from Saturnalia to Yule to now. He talks about all those things. That's pretty much the first section of the book is story of Christmas, the winter solstice, Saturnalia, Yule, then Saint Nick, and then the second part of the book is when he gets into the monsters, and it's really good.
Nice. Yeah, so people, if you're into this kind of thing, check it out. It's fun for Christmas times. But also, if you have any kind of other stories from, different parts of the world besides Eastern Europe and Europe,
well, they
can message on our. There's you can leave comment, or like a message comment that's linked to our podcast, or you can go to thehorslickreview@gmail.com. Send us emails about stories or monsters that we might not have heard of or you think are interesting. That would be cool as hell.
It's actually, that would be awesome, but some of this isn't. I forgot to mention some of the American stuff because the Belschnickel is more of an Amish thing, and Mummery is more of
Amish Krampus?
Essentially.
That's why it's Diet Krampus.
And I was aware of a lot of these Christmas monsters beforehand because I had done the Dead YouTube channel that I used to have. I did a thing about Christmas monsters.
Hey man, it's not technically dead because it's still there. You just got to go back. We got to get to working on it.
That's great.
He's referring to the steaming pile. So you listen to this and you want to hear some great information about anything from comic book characters to weird things about comic book characters or stories about monsters. It's fun. I've watched them all. Yeah, he hasn't made one in a while, but if you want to check what he's got out, it's good shit.
Huh.
But anyway, stories, man. And then I got a game we can do at the end of the podcast.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay, I'll do a story. I got you a story here. Let me click this phone. I'm not really sure.
But yeah, winter is brutal. Going back to that, I remember the ice storm here. Power was out
Bang, bang.
over a week. And my neighborhood at the time had power, except for me, which our electrical stuff was in the alley, and they didn't get to it for a couple more days. So I was going insane. You think you're better than me with the power?
You got power and heat, and you can cook food.
And I just started thinking, it would suck if Jason Voorhees was out here. And I actually got scared that Jason Voorhees was out there in the snow.
What were you on at the time?
Yeah, I was going insane. So, winter's bad.
Here's the first story I have. It's from NPR in their animals section. You know how we like to cover animals on this here podcast.
We do.
Oarfish keep washing up ashore in California, and some say that could be a bad omen. This is a deep-sea creature steeped in folklore has once again washed ashore in California. On November 6th, a researcher on the Encinitas Beach spotted an oarfish measuring 9 to 10 feet long. The fish typically swim at depths of 300 to 3,000 feet and are rarely seen on the surface. Yet it was the third time one has appeared in Southern California since August. They have been associated with bad omens, according to some English language accounts of Japanese folklore.
That's
There's disagreement.
Alien apocalypse coming.
The fish, which can grow to 30 feet in length and feed on krill, have typically washed up on beaches when injured or disoriented, according to scientists.
I'm injured or disoriented.
According to scientists.
The current group of oarfish washing ashore may have to do with the changes in ocean conditions and increased numbers of oarfish off our coast. Ben Frabel, manager of the Scripps Oceanography Marine Vertebrate Collection at UC San Diego, said in a statement. Many researchers have suggested this is to be why deepwater fish... What the hell? Sorry.
We got to stop gentrifying the deep sea. They're all coming up here.
Sorry, something popped up while I was reading. This is why deep fish suggested that this is to why deep water fish strand on beaches. Sometimes it may be linked to broader shifts such as the El Nino or the La Nina cycle, but this is not always the case, he said, adding that many variables could be the cause. I'm just going to go with it's a bad omen.
Yeah, it's alien Holocaust.
Oarfish have been found around the globe, but one particular country's history with the fish has gathered the most attention, Japan. According to some media reports, oarfish have been associated in Japanese folklore with the prophecies of doom, in particular earthquakes, which California would make sense.
Yeah.
Researchers in Japan looked into this in 2019.
Oh, California's going to snap off finally.
In Japan, folklore says that uncommon appearances of deep-sea fish are an earthquake precursor. If this folklore is proved to be true, the appearance of deep-sea fish could be useful information for disaster mitigation. A group from Tokai University and the University of Shizuoka wrote, but they scoured news reports of deep-sea fish washing up and determined that there wasn't much of a relationship between these sightings and earthquakes. See, that's one thing you see, like weird shit like this happen. There's been several articles that I've seen over the years about different shit, and like the Japanese will approach things sometimes from really weird angles and weird ways, and it's pretty cool. Like they take certain things more into consideration than a lot of other places do, especially, Western countries and like America or anywhere like that. But so
what do you think's going to happen? Do you think earthquake snaps California off? Godzilla rises from the depths, or Dagon rises from the depths?
I don't know. This one,
I want Godzilla.
Let's see, November 6th. So will we see another? Will we have another report of an oarfish washing up, even bigger one this time? And then, boom, a week later, California is at the bottom of the sea.
What do you think would be worse, having to deal with Godzilla or Dagon?
I don't know, because Godzilla is pretty much unkillable.
I mean, it depends on the version.
Yeah, but most of the time,
yeah,
you can't stop him. And if he's the version that's like vengeance from the earth on human beings, you're fucked. Like, because there's been so many cool different versions of, you got through the Showa era, then like the 60s and 70s, where it's like he's like a more cartoonish and like a hero and shit and fighting bad guys all the time. But like, I kind of like the Monsters All Out Attack, where he was like, that one's my favorite because of his look.
Yeah. That's
what my tattoo has of, and because that white eyes, he's like the villain. That's what I liked about that one. And then like Mothra and King Ghidorah and what's his name? Why do I always forget his little
Rodan?
Not Rodan. Starts with a B. Baragon. The funny little like fin ears. He's on all fours. He's a cute little guy. He dies very quickly in that. But they're all like protectors of the earth. King Ghidorah, Mothra, and Baragon, and Godzilla in that one is like this vengeance, and this like kind of like a vengeance attacking the earth, but they come to like stop him. So yeah, there are lots of versions, but I think he might be worse than Dagon.
I don't know, but if Dagon exists,
isn't Dagon kind of like lesser?
Yeah, but if he exists, that implies the existence of like all the other Lovecraftian things, which
I guess
is horrifying.
Yeah, if you just had
factor all of them, yeah.
Well, I mean, if Dagon exists, then Cthulhu and Azathoth and Yog-Sothoth and all of them.
Yeah, and then you go into that, and then if Godzilla exists, and then all those other fucking freaks.
Either way, that's terrible.
Godzilla universe
freaks. Like they're freaks.
Fucking smog monster and the
Mothras,
Hydra and fucking.
Yeah, but
turtle guy.
At least with the Godzilla thing, we're safe because like he's pretty much just gonna fuck with Japan.
Yeah. Unless but you remember fucking Final Wars? Did you ever watch Final Wars?
No. I thought you
That
were about
movie
to.
is so over the top. It has fucking Gary Goodrich, former UFC fighter.
Yeah.
It has Don Fry, former UFC
All
fighter.
right.
Don Fry plays. There's like a younger version in the beginning of the movie where they find a way to contain Godzilla in like the North Pole or somewhere underneath the ice in this thing, and they freeze him inside of it.
Oh, that's what's under the oven.
And then
That's what our governments
when
are
that guy
hiding.
gets older, Don Fry plays that soldier as him older, and he's still working for that government, part of the government or whatever. Well, then these aliens, they've taken, God, Gigan. These scientists have gotten Gigan's DNA, and they've created super soldiers, human beings who have got the G gene.
G gene.
G-virus?
They're like superhuman soldiers and super soldiers.
This is
or whatever.
G-virus.
But then like these aliens of some sort, can't remember who they are. It's been a while, but they are waking up all the monsters you'd ever think of from every Godzilla movie ever, because it was originally going to be the last. It was Godzilla Final Wars. It was going to be like the last one.
Did they bring back Space Godzilla in this? Is this the one where Godzilla kills the Matthew Broderick Godzilla?
And it's just Zilla. Yes. He literally, you see Zilla, Godzilla comes through, he grabs, I can't remember exactly how he grabs her, but he just picks her up, slings her into like a power plant, it explodes and she's dead. It lasts 10 seconds. But like, what's funny about Final Wars is like all these monsters are waking up, so they're like, oh fuck, they can't stop.
Oh.
The super soldiers are trying to stop the aliens and all that stuff. They're like, we gotta wake up Godzilla, man. We gotta wake him up. And Don Fry doesn't want to, dude.
Yeah.
Don Fry and his mustache don't want to wake him up. But they wake him up, and then he just goes on a rampage across the earth. From Antarctica, like from the North Pole or wherever, all the way to Japan, and he's just kicking fucking monsters' asses all the way. But he's after them. He wants revenge on the people who locked him up. He's after them, but he's just kicking on the monsters' asses. It's awesome. It's a great movie. It's so over the top and ridiculous. But yeah, anyway. Somehow,
Yeah, I've seen
talking about Japan, we went from Oarfish to Godzilla. But
I've seen the clip where he fights Zilla.
yeah, that was like a fuck you
Yeah.
for not knowing how to do Godzilla.
No, honestly, the best thing about the Matthew Broderick Godzilla movie was the Saturday morning cartoon that it spun off.
Yeah, that cartoon was way better than the movie.
Yeah. Like, it was a nice little
Far better
springboard.
written.
Yeah. It was actually, it kind of actually had the spirit of Godzilla
He
movies.
was friends with the kids and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It imprinted on, like, Broderick's, the cartoon analog of Broderick's character, the thing that hatched at the end, and then it was, fighting the monsters for good.
Yeah. Well, what kind of article you got?
I was gonna let you do articles, dude. I was just gonna do the damn game
Okay,
at some
that's
point. I
fine.
mean, I have
Let's
articles.
see what
I've got
I got
I've got old articles.
Hey, man, that's cool. It's cool. I'll do another one.
It's cool, man.
I just got a few. This one comes from AP, Associated Press. Santa braves the sticky heat of the Amazon jungle to bring gifts to children in remote village.
Oh, dude, that's a good Christmas movie premise right there.
Yeah.
Santa with like hacking down like brush with machetes and stuff, and like trying to bring
Fighting like over the top, like Amazonian monsters.
wrestling, dude, like wrestling the Crocs out of the Amazon River.
Yeah, he fights like a 300-foot anaconda.
Oh, dude, yeah, his
Drop kick.
boots get messed
And
up.
nothing but his hat with a knife.
His boots get messed up, and he either has to like skin an anaconda or a crocodile to make like anaconda skin or crocodile skin boots. No,
He makes a Santa suit out of snake skin.
Hell yeah.
yeah, boots are crocodile skin. The Santa
It's
suit,
red from blood.
the Santa suit's anaconda skin. And he's got to make something out of the sack.
He used some kind of animal sack to make his sack.
Yeah, but what could it be?
Rhinosaur.
Hey, they say that some people say that the giant sloth is still down there.
Oh,
He could
okay.
use a giant sloth nut sack
There we go.
to make his sack. So he's killing endangered animals to get those presents to those village children.
But it's the last one, and it has to die because
Yeah.
it's lonely.
It's like he like becomes friends with it, and it's already dying.
It's a sacrifice. It's a sack
Santa, you can use my sack.
for the children.
Yeah,
Use my sack, Santa.
graphic scene of him cutting it and like doing the whole thing.
Give
Cutting
me
it off,
purpose.
disposing of the testicles.
I feel like we've just
That's a feel good.
That's right.
we've written a movie, dude. Pretty much.
Catalao, Brazil. Santa Claus braved the sticky heat of the Amazon rainforest this weekend, taking 2 boats to bring gifts to the children of a small village near the Brazilian city of Manaus.
Oh, dude, he could be flying, dude.
I don't
It's
know.
in Brazil. It's in Brazil, so it's got that big Jesus statue doing the hug.
That's Rio. Up on
So
the-
he could fly by and high five Jesus.
For the children of the rivers, the people of the countryside, nothing new happens, said Raimonda Ferreira Vieira, a community leader in the village of Catalao, which received Santa on Saturday. This here, for us, was a gift from God. More than 600 children from different villages gathered in Catalao to receive presents from Santa, who dressed in his traditional nightcap, white gloves, and red suit, while enduring the stifling jungle heat.
Yeah, and we just told you how he got there.
Yeah.
We talked about all the stuff he wrestled and fought.
Yeah. To get to the kids, the Brazilian Santa sailed on a large boat made out of candy canes.
Oh.
I made that part up.
Well,
He then fought a 300-foot anaconda to the death.
yes.
Before making his way, and before he crossed the threshold of the village, he had to fight the Jaguar Man the night before.
Or Puma Man.
Wasn't it the Jaguar Man? Isn't that the South American thing?
I just said Puma Man because it's a terrible movie. The Brazilian Santa sailed on a large boat down the Amazon River, then paddled a canoe along a swampy tributary. Dozens of volunteers formed a line to Santa's boat to help him unload his holiday cargo of stuffed animals, dolls, and soccer balls. And two of the helpers
Dolls and
even
soccer
had to
balls.
carry
Dolls
Santa
and
off his
soccer
boat
balls.
to prevent his boots from getting wet due to the lack of a pier. According to Amigos do Papa Noel, changes in the weather have complicated gift deliveries. This year, the water levels of the 2 largest rivers in the area, the Amazon and the Rio Negro, are still low, so children had to gather in a community where the river was deep enough for Santa's boat to arrive. So, this guy went out of his way, dressed as Santa, and took these little bastards some gifts.
Do you think, man?
It's pretty awesome.
I hope his boat is pulled by like crocodiles
You
or
know how
something.
fucking much it would suck to wear a Santa suit? Full Santa suit going into the fucking Amazon.
Oh, dude. Here's another thing for the movie. So when he has to sail his boat down to give the kids their presents, he gets some of the. He makes a pit stop in Colombia, and he saddles up the hippos that escaped from Pablo Escobar's zoo.
Yeah. Oh shit! I forgot about
So
those.
then he's got a boat pulled by the murderous hippos. He shows them the skull of the crocodile that he killed for their boots, and then they respect him. And then that's why they join forces with him to take him to the villages.
Oh shit! I would watch it. We'll write it.
God, man, somebody needs to make this movie.
Let's see. I had some more. Let's see. We'll do this one right here.
All right.
Hold on. I'm getting there. Here we are. Another one from AP. World's oldest known wild bird lays an egg in Hawaii at age 74.
What the hell kind of bird is this?
The oldest known wild bird in the world has laid an egg at the ripe age of about 74. Her first in 4 years, U.S. wildlife officials said. The long-winged seabird named Wisdom, a Laysan albatross, returned to Midway Atoll National Wildlife Refuge at the northwestern edge of the Hawaiian archipelago and laid what experts estimate may be her 60th egg, the Pacific region of the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service said in a Facebook post.
60th egg in 74 years? That feels like slacking.
Hey, man. I'm no albatross. So I don't know.
I don't want to insult an albatross because I'm aware of those, curses.
I mean,
My favorite Boston song.
we are optimistic that the egg will hatch, Jonathan Plisner's supervisory wildlife biologist at Midway Atoll National Wildlife Refuge said in a statement. Every year, millions of seabirds return to the refuge to nest and raise their young. Albatross parents take turns incubating an egg for about 2 months. Chicks fly out to sea about 5 to 6 months after hatching. They spend most of their lives flying over the ocean and feeding on squid and fish eggs.
Wait,
albatross are big, isn't it? Isn't albatross the one with the widest wingspan?
I think so. I
Out of any
think
bird?
so. But wait, hold on. If the birds had 60 eggs,
She's 74.
but 60 eggs, and they take care of it each egg for 2 months apiece, so that's 120 months, which means this bird has spent 10 straight years of its life incubating eggs.
That's
In total.
a little slutty.
I wonder how
Just
much.
saying.
You guys think how much time they're not even touching the ground. I wonder how much time they spend just gliding and flying over the ocean.
Yeah, that's true.
That would be cool to know. Somebody hit us up with that answer.
Well, and this one's
Post
probably
up
done
with
it for the
you at
longest if it's
gmail.com or
that damn
in the
old.
Comment, leave a little note section below, wherever you watch, you listen, or whatever. Okay. Wisdom was first banded as an adult in 1956 and has raised as many as 30 chicks, Plisner said. The typical lifespan of a Laysan albatross is 68 years, according to the National Oceanic and
Jeez.
Atmospheric Administration. And she's 74. Oh, this story has been corrected to say albatross eggs incubate for about 2 months, not 7. So I guess when they originally posted it, somebody put 7 months in it. But that's that. I just thought that was cool that this old ass bird that they've been tracking since, what did it say, 58? She was born in, is that what it said?
Well, if it's 74.
56, sorry. Yeah, they banded her in 56, so they know she's about 74 years old. She could be older, which is kind of cool.
I'm the albatross from the rhyme of the ancient mariner.
All right, and I'll give one more story here.
Give her a shot.
Another one from AP, boys. I've been sucking the teat of AP this time, you know. Bah humbug.
Is that the
Vandal
title?
smashes Ebenezer Scrooge's tombstone used in a Christmas Carol movie.
Which
I was
one?
gonna say,
Which of the
Ebenezer Scrooge is real?
1001?
I don't know if it's the original one, the black and white one. That kind of sucks. If life imitates art, a vandal in the English countryside
Does Bill Murray's one that suck?
may be haunted by the ghost of Christmas yet to come. Police in the town of Shrewsbury are investigating how a tombstone that
shrews.
marks the fictional grave of
Shrewsbury's
Ebenezer
taste like
Scrooge was
Shrewsbury's.
destroyed. The movie prop used in the 1984 adaptation of A Christmas Carol was kept in place and became a tourist attraction.
Which one was the 1984 one?
Was that the Bill Murray one?
That's Scrooge.
That's Scrooged.
Oh, yeah.
That's not the one with, like, Finney was in, like, it's not the one with Albert Finney, is it? And Patrick Stewart was, like, in the 90s, wasn't he?
He did do one. I don't remember when. It wasn't 84 for sure.
Yeah.
That was probably the dude in between Finney and Stewart.
Yeah, and it says it's hugely popular with people that come to the area and see it. And there's not much to see other than broken bits of the gravestone. Paul told the Associated Press, "You can't see that it says Ebenezer Scrooge at the moment because it's so damaged. It's hugely disrespectful." The film, one of dozens of adaptations of Charles Dickens' classic, starred George C. Scott
Okay.
as cold-hearted curmudgeon. After going to sleep on Christmas Eve, Scrooge is visited, blah, blah, blah. We know all this shit. And it's a good story. I like it, but we know it. Yeah, so this was George C. Scott. I don't know if I've seen that version.
I feel like I feel like I have.
If I would see George C. Scott, I could tell you if it's the one I've seen.
Is that
I've seen the original black and white. I've seen one of the older colored versions, but I don't remember which one.
I wonder if that's the one that's got the creepiest scene of the Ghost of Christmas Present, where at the very where he like opens his cloak and he's got like hunger and need, and they're two like fucking starving children clinging to his legs. Like that scene's like horrifying as a child.
I remember the Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come
Yeah.
in the old black and white version.
Yeah.
Freaked me out too as a kid.
Well, see that the reason the Ghost of Christmas Present like stuck with me in that whichever version it was from is because like that's the only time that I ever remember that, because that one's always like great, you know what I mean? He's happy and boisterous and awesome, and
Yeah, he's awesome. Like, he's my favorite one. But like, and my favorite Scrooge movie is probably The Muppet Christmas Carol.
Dude, I like
love that movie, and like we just watched that earlier.
I love that story. I love so many different. I love like pretty much every version of it. Not just the movies, but like the cartoon versions that they would do all the time. Like, but I think I've said it before. The one that makes no damn sense to me at all, but it's still pretty good. Is, did you guys ever see the Flintstones Christmas Carol?
No.
Why the hell is there a Flintstones Christmas Carol?
That's so crazy.
They're cavemen. What's a Jesus? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's like I like the Michael Caine as Scrooge. He was awesome.
No, that was great. I love that one too.
Michael Caine.
Nice try. No. Good job, Michael. But yeah, he was awesome as Ebenezer Scrooge. Even though he was, what was it? Probably 95% of the people, the actors he was acting with were fucking Muppets. He just fucking, it was serious. Like, he did such a fucking badass job, dude. He took it super serious, and like wasn't goofy or didn't downplay or didn't half-ass it. So,
dude, the best two like human actors in Muppet movies were him and Tim Curry. Like, because Tim Curry in Muppet Treasure Island does the same thing.
About Muppet Treasure Island. Yeah, it's just, that movie's just great. Right.
I saw a meme about that killed me. It's like, the reason Tim Curry works so well is because he treats the Muppets as fellow actors, and the Muppets treat Tim Curry as a fellow Muppet.
Huh.
I know, like, the original black and white it's not really very long at all. It's a pretty short movie, but it's awesome too. That's probably my other next favorite.
And is which one?
The original black and white one, like the really old one.
I like the one with Albert Finney. It's like,
is it the black and white one too?
I can't remember. It's got the songs in it, like, like I hate people, I deplore the.
Well, I don't think.
And then I like life, when he's like drunk on the milk of human kindness.
I don't think the one I like was watched the black and white one. I don't think that one had songs.
I think the one with Albert Finney, like, that's the only one I remember having songs, and it also, like, I think it was in Technicolor.
Technicolor.
Amazing Technicolor.
Yeah, it's redone color.
Yeah, this is the one. Oh, I didn't know it was called. It was called Scrooge.
Okay.
Even though it was Christmas Carol. That's the one I'm remembering, and it was done in. There's actually a Christmas Carol that was done in 1938.
Oh yeah, I knew about that.
But this is the one I was thinking of because what's this guy's name? Alistair Sim. He played Ebenezer. You seen that? Look at this picture.
Oh.
No.
No, I don't think I've seen that version.
And like, but in the Muppet Christmas Carol, the Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come is pretty badass looking too.
Yeah.
He's like really tall, and his cloak is real weird looking. His hands are like really long ass fingers. Yeah, that story's just awesome. It's like timeless.
Statler and Waldorf being Jacob Marley was hilarious.
Yeah, Marley. My kids love that fucking song, dude. My son walked around singing that like all the time. I'm like, all right, if it was anything else, I'd punching you in the face because you're singing it so much. But since it's that one, you're fine. I'm just kidding. I don't beat my kids.
Just kidding. I punched the shit out.
But yeah, somebody fucking vandalized it, broke it into bits. It's pretty shitty.
I mean, why?
I figured I'd end my stories with instead of a happy Christmas story, a real shitty one.
Was Rolf Fezziwig in freaking... It's been a while since I've seen a Muppet Christmas Carol.
Do what now?
Was Rolf Fezziwig?
No, Fozzie was. He was Fozziewig.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, Yeah, and then and the ghost of Christmas Present was awesome, and he actually used the lines from the actual story with it. Come sit and know me better man, and all that. Like,
Yeah.
I love that Muppet they used for that. The great big dude with red hair and the beard. And shit.
Yeah.
Their big ass Muppets like that are fucking always my favorite. Like, what's the one's name? I can't even remember his name.
Sweetums.
Sweetums. He's like one of my favorites, even though I can't ever remember his fucking name for some reason. I love the ones that are like really big and it's actually somebody just walking around in a suit and manning a puppet head. Like, it's the shit. Trying to see what this 1984 version was, so I can see if I've seen that one. I mean, it doesn't matter. It was shitty either way. They did that. Oh, okay.
Show me the
one with
show me the actor. I'll tell you if that's the one.
George C. Scott. It's this guy. I think I've seen this version too, actually.
Yeah, no, that's the version I'm thinking of with the creepy scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one they vandalized and broke completely.
That sucks.
Why? I mean,
Oh yeah, I forgot.
People are
Like,
dicks, dude.
historic shit.
Oh, people like coming to our town and seeing this, and it was like a really cool movie. Fuck it, let's break it.
Fuck it.
that was one of the only plays I was ever in. I was in a Christmas Carol when I was
Who
a
were
kid.
you?
I was just one of the kids that Scrooge employed to bring like the gifts to Bob Cratchit and all that. So I just had to walk on stage with a bunch of like a shit pile of gifts.
George C.
You there, boy?
George C. Scott died
Give me
in
gifts.
1999. There's a 49 version as well, 1938 and 1949.
Dude, we could be here all day listing every version of a Christmas Carol.
What the hell? The 19...
Probably one for each year.
Wait a second.
Will Ferrell just did a version of it like not too long ago.
Did he?
I'm pretty sure.
A Christmas Carol 1949 as told by Vincent Price.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Man, Vincent Price could have been so many. So he's just reading it.
Well, he is. He's like the narrator, but it actually has actors and stuff in it.
That's cool. That's cool that he narrated it, but man, he could have been a lot of characters in that. He could have been Jacob Marley. He could have been Scrooge. He would have been wasted as the ghost of Christmas Yet to Come because, you need the voice.
Oh, he's got this like mustache and like nice trimmed up beard, man. You didn't see him like that most of the time. You're reading the book. He was always like real dapper and clean shaven and shit. You know what I mean? He would have that mustache every once in a while, but he did have the mustache a lot actually. When he was younger, he was clean shaven for most everything. He kept that pencil mustache for a long time.
Yeah, the thing that basically John Waters made famous now that everyone knows John Waters for.
Yeah, John Waters is much more thin though. Like
that's true.
It's real pencil thin. Like almost looks like it's drawn on. It might be. Maybe it's like Sleazy P. Martini.
Maybe he's born with it.
Or like Gibby Haynes and fucking Phallus in Wonderland with his fucking just grease paint.
The fact that he twirled it all the time.
He was fucking high as fuck on something in that scene, dude. He was all bloated and like sweating fucking profusely. God, I was like, what the fuck?
He was
like
one of the
directors, like
one of the best
shirt and jacket. Like.
Leonard, are we prepared to roll? Yes.
Oh man, he got like, I remember, this is like totally off what we were just talking about, off subject, but like he was so fucking crazy on stage. There was a place in his home state. He's from Texas. They played a show and they got banned from playing maybe in the whole town. I know they at least got banned from the venue.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of like a outdoor kind of thing. It wasn't inside, but it was like stage with like an amphitheater kind of thing probably. But he was like so fucked up. Like, I don't know on what. I know he was drunk. He could have been on other shit. Came out on stage and part of the show and started shooting a shotgun.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And the Butthole Surfers got fucking banned. But yeah, so Butthole Surfers. How we got into that? Anybody that hasn't listened to Butthole Surfers music, check it out. It's some good shit.
Wonder who was in my room last night.
The early shit is just fucking weird. Like they're 80s, like early to mid 80s.
Yeah, just the early stuff was weird.
No, I'm just saying the early stuff is like
From the butthole surfers.
is really strange. Like it's like weird. And then they obviously stayed weird, but they just started writing different. Like up through the 90s and shit. But
Yeah.
all of it's cool, but
That's some good.
yeah.
Electric Claire
So check that out. Make it your Christmas to listen. Wake up on Christmas morning. Pop in some butthole surfers.
Oh, cool. I got butthole surfers in my stocking.
Yeah, I think I asked for it for Christmas. My grandmother was like, I'm not getting you that one.
Oh, because their name.
Yeah. Didn't even think about it.
Will you give me butthole surfers?
Can I get butthole
She probably would have
surfers?
bought anything else, just not that. Oh yeah, I couldn't remember the exact name of one of the older albums, but here it is. Like, wake up on Christmas morning and pop in Butthole Surfers Locust Abortion Technician album, and just open presents with the kids. And
Locust abortion
soak it in.
technician.
Michael, you can't have butthole surfers, but you'll get green jelly and you'll like it.
Green jelly, baby. Didn't you send me something they were playing somewhere?
Yeah.
Really?
Close to here?
Was it?
They still do
Beaver Dam?
stuff?
Yeah, and weren't they going by green jello again?
Yeah. Maybe.
I think the thing you sent me.
Ooh, I hope they play the Maximum Carnage soundtrack.
That's my favorite green jelly
Green
song.
jelly. Maybe they weren't. Maybe they're still going by green jelly.
I pointed out to you all that like there's totally a thing where they're ripping off Mob Rules by Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
And that soundtrack, that's all it is.
Yeah. Well, here it is, Green Jelly Tour. Anybody who's a Green Jelly fan, they have a World War 333, Maximum Carnage across the globe.
Maximum Carnage.
That's awesome.
30 years of 333.
That's awesome. My kid actually had to he loved the Little Pig song.
Yeah, the video was cool too.
And I can't remember when he was in elementary school. He had to do something about like so many versions of Three Little Pigs. He had to like write about them, and he was running out of versions, so he used the green jelly Three Little Pigs video, and his teacher like begrudgingly allowed it.
Then he called Rambo.
I could have swore you sent.
Hey, wolf face, your ass is mine.
It might already be passed because I could have swore you sent one that they were going to be pretty close.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Tennessee or somewhere. Like
That's
that.
awesome.
But I think it's already passed because their next
Possibly. I don't think it was Tennessee. I think it was closer.
even closer than that.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Anybody who's fans of green jelly, they're doing a tour and it's still going on right now.
Maximum Carnage.
That's awesome. That's so fucking
Maximum
cool.
Carnage across the globe.
I just
It's a world
watch them
tour.
like play Maximum Carnage.
On stage.
Yeah, it's on stage.
What if they were like? What if they did like what was that band called? The something bit.
No,
I don't remember. They do like video game music, and like they like do the whole soundtrack, and
there's a lot of
they'll
stuff
do
like
a
that
live
now.
show. They're like one of the original ones because they've been around a long time. Because
Yeah.
Drew's always liked them. Our buddy Drew, and he sent me a video of them doing a concert. They did the whole show.
like-
The whole show was them doing Castlevania, the first Castlevania games, soundtrack live. And there was a guy with a screen up there playing, and each stage, and he was playing like through the stages as they did.
Oh, that's
songs.
actually-
And
that's pretty cool.
like, and he'd have to keep up like and do it and beat the stages right and not die and shit like for the show. So I mean, the guy was good at it, but like that'd be cool if they just did like Maximum Carnage.
Yeah.
I could be.
Maximum Carnage
So they play it.
soundtrack. Maybe add some lyrics in, obviously, for the singer, but like have somebody playing, have Maximum Carnage playing on the screen in the background.
Shit,
Like,
I could
going
be the
through
guy that beat Maximum Carnage for him. I can beat the shit out of that game.
Yeah. You did it a while back. Didn't we do a video?
Did
for
we?
that?
Maybe.
I think we did a. No, we played through Separation Anxiety.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That was easier.
No, it is easier.
That one's,
Plus, it's 2-player.
It's not as good, even though the only thing that's better about it is it's a 2-player.
Yeah, that's what's cool about it. That's why the graphics, I think, had to be scaled down, was for the 2-player stuff. But no, Maximum Carnage. Like the trick to beating Maximum Carnage is when you can pick between Venom and Spider-Man. You pick Spider-Man the first time, and then you pick Venom every time after. Because if you pick Venom first, his stages are fucking ridiculous. They're hard as hell.
All right, what's this game?
All right, yeah. Speaking of video games, I came up with a bunch of terrible ideas for video games, and I've put them in groups of 2. You guys have to tell me which one you'd rather play.
Okay.
So, like, this started as like a joke, and I mean it's all just a joke. But the first 2 games feature MMA fighters, classic MMA fighters. So I've got one called Rootin' Tootin' Rootin'. A game where you play as Boss Rootin'. He has been transported to the Old West and must learn how to survive, thrive, and possibly make it back to his own time. So it's essentially Red Dead Redemption with Boss Rootin' and possible time travel.
Nice. Okay.
Then I've got Fedor Dash. You're Fedor Emelianenko, and you must deliver food in the worst part of town in a timely fashion while defending yourself against would-be robbers. What would you rather play? Rootin' Tootin' Rootin' or Fedor Dash?
I think even though the Fedor Dash sounds like fun, and I like picture it as like a 2D side scrolling, and you walk through and you just got like kind of like a beat 'em up, and you got to fight dudes off and shit. That would be cool. But the Boss Rootin' one just being like something like fucking Red Dead Redemption time travel and like
with Boss Rootin'. Come on,
kicking the shit out of people.
Liver kick, liver shot.
That'd be awesome.
liver blast.
He's just shooting people in the liver.
Bar fights, like all those videos he's got of like self-defense, like all the shit he would. Remember those videos?
Yeah.
Like being in the bar and like using the stool and yeah, just doing all of his self-defense shit in the saloon and like, oh, that'd be awesome.
So I'll be playing that in real life. Liver failure.
All right, the second 2. First, I've got Bootstraps. You're a billionaire CEO who's lost it all and now must pull yourself up by your bootstraps and work dead-end jobs. Will you reclaim it all, or will you be crushed under the wheels of late-stage capitalism?
Okay.
So essentially, you got to claw your way back to the top. It's kind of a morality simulator, too. Will you be a cutthroat douchebag that somebody like Luigi Mangione would shoot in the back again, or will you actually do it the right way?
It'd be like a kind of like a Sims kind of game, or like Tropico, kind of play like one of those or something.
I think you just it'd sort of be like a role-playing game, where you have to make decisions
or that only in Japan Takeshi game.
This one I'm proud of.
Takeshi's Challenge, that's what it was called.
Hostile Makeover. It's a beauty simulator. But anyway, Hostile Makeover. You were a freshly escaped mental patient, abducting men, women, and animals off the street, taking them to your lair/beauty studio, and forcibly making them over before chloroforming them and leaving them back on the street looking fabulous. Dig through the trash and scrounge for beauty supplies before picking your next victim.
That one. I'm picking that one.
Yeah, because my entire life has been actually working dead-end jobs, so I don't want to.
Without the billionaire.
How am I going to relax, play some of that?
Yeah.
No, I was proud of Hostile Makeover, dude. I'd play the fuck out of Hostile Makeover. I'd actually play that one. I wish it existed. All right, I've got the next group is Orca Assault. You're a militant orca sinking yachts all throughout the ocean. You earn points, upgrades, and summons, like torpedoes salvaged from sunken military subs, or the ability to summon the Kraken and other sorts of monsters. Eventually, you'll be a worldwide threat. You start sinking yachts, then you're a worldwide threat eventually. Can you take on the world's military might in Orca Assault? Wow. And then I've got, so that would kind of be like, Worms or Grand Theft Auto with whales. Yeah, something like that. Or an RPG, possibly.
Gojira has to be in the soundtrack.
Yeah, he could be a summon. All right.
No, Gojira, the band, has to be the soundtrack
I got you.
if it involves whales.
Oh, hold on. Lost my... All right. Then I've got Insurance Fraudster. Can you sabotage a work site, burn a business down, or any number of other scenarios in a convincing enough fashion to fool insurance investigators?
Ooh, that would be fun too. I was thinking to myself, nothing's going to beat the Orca game. But this is like so niche. like weird for me at least that I might even play this over the Orca game.
I don't know what you think.
To see if I
And
can
like,
do it.
feel free to
You get to
improve
commit
this. There's no
arson
real
and all kinds
rules.
of stuff.
You guys are picking stuff, but you can improve upon the idea.
Yeah, I'm
just
gonna
taking
go
what you're giving me and picking.
with the Orca game with Gojira as a soundtrack, kind of like how Korn was in Silent Hill Downpour.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm going to go with the insurance
that was the only reason
fraudster
to play that game.
because I think it would be fun trying to find, like, if you had a game where you were, like, finding ways to try to rip off insurance companies, like burning shit down or do whatever and make it funny, kind of like, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, it'd probably be a humor game.
That does sound cool.
All right, number 4, I've got The Pope's Secret Police. It's like the CIA and Men in Black meet Catholicism. Sabotage and cover up anything that may call religious dogma into question. Alien artifacts, better steal or destroy them. Aliens, better kill them or drive them away. A time machine, kidnap or kill the scientists, secure the research and lock it all away in the Vatican vaults. Can't have anyone traveling to the time of the crucifixion, can we? Then, I've got Sentient Sex Bot. You are a sex robot who gains sentience in the middle of intercourse. Will you seek vengeance upon... Will you seek vengeance upon those who have created you for their pleasure alone, or will you explore what it means to be conscious and learn to love and forgive and engage in a journey of self-discovery?
I'm doing the sex robot.
Sex robot, sex robot, sex robot,
Yes,
sex robot.
Because that'd be like one of those, it'd be like an RPG mixed with those, like, Japanese love games. Like the bird, remember the bird one? Hateful lover?
Hateful boyfriend.
Hateful boyfriend, that's what it was.
All right, so I've got another group of 2. When I get to the second one, I'm sure there's I like ran this one past my buddy Beef. Yeah, I mean, you all know Beef, but
Yes.
a version of the second one of this probably exists. Just to preface that,
Okay.
like, I haven't seen it, but I'm sure a version of that exists, but not the first one. The first one, Peep Show Proprietor Simulator. Self-explanatory, but you mop up after peep shows and also have to run off creeps and keep your performers happy. It's like the dividing glass performers.
Okay, so this is something kind of like a gas station simulator.
Sort of, yeah. Keep your performers happy. You can upgrade your facilities as you earn cash. Yeah, so
that already draws me in because I played the fuck out of, I'm just going to say I played the hell out of gas station and simulator.
Did you?
So
this one's a dating sim. I'll go ahead and start. Cryptid Cuddler.
Uh-oh.
A dating simulator featuring the most beloved cryptids. Want to get sexy with Sasquatch, make out with Mothman, neck with Nessie, or cuddle the Chupacabra? Well, you gotta find them and then seduce them.
I want to rub the Mothman's abs that are always so perfectly depicted.
All right, which one y'all picking out of that? Peep Show Proprietor or Cryptid Cuddler?
Cryptid Cuddler, even though I would probably get addicted to Peep Show.
I'm telling you, dude, we could probably get on Steam and find, like, the version of Cryptid Cuddler probably exists. Except for it's probably just called, like, Blow Bigfoot.
Have you ever messed with any of the, like, more independent fighting games on Steam?
Yeah, I don't have a lot of fighting games on Steam.
You should try Fight of Gods.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, I haven't answered.
Michael didn't answer, though, and then I'll tell you about
Oh, okay, yeah. Peep Show Proprietor or Cryptid Cuddler?
While the Jizz Mopper needs to be represented more, I think, because it's a real job, and it's got to be somebody's got to do it, and somebody does.
So you think you're gonna do it?
But
gonna be the man?
I'm going with the Cryptid Cuddler.
Cuddler?
Because why not?
I mean, what are you gonna pass?
Cuddle
Like
Muffman, yeah, he's got that cake, baby.
I want to stroke Sasquatch.
Yeah,
I want to rub them. I want to wash my shirt on Mothman's abs. You know what I mean? Wet, soapy. Scrub that shit.
Oh man, we were just talking about Christmas monsters. They're like they're sort of cryptid. Some of them, so you could have a DLC for the holidays.
Yeah, you could have holiday stuff. Halloween.
You could be ridden by the Karen Cola.
Yeah.
Christmas, and I mean all of them. You could use that. The game is be endless possibilities.
All right, the next group of 2, I've got Forced to Dance. It's a dancing, like DDR kind of. A dance game where you wear the sensors on your feet. You've been captured by a masked person and forced to dance. Your captor will throw firecrackers at your feet, fire bullets, and throw various other obstacles in your way. Don't get hit and don't miss, or else the sensors will shock you. Shock you to varying degrees depending on the hazard that hits you. So essentially you get punished for missing your steps.
Right.
yeah.
So it's like a painful DDR.
Yeah, exactly. You get it.
Like that game with John, our buddy John had that time where you hold the thing and everybody has to hit the button before
Oh
they're
god, yeah, I
shocked.
remember that.
All right. You guys are aware of what an isekai is in anime, right?
No.
Refresh.
All right, so that's where it's one of those. It's like those animes where you get stuck in a video game world or a fantasy world, but you're from our world essentially, and you're stuck in a weird fantasy or sci-fi world.
And you're just you?
Yeah, no, sometimes you're given abilities or powers, something like that. Like, you get the premise, like it's shit like Shield Hero and Dot Hack and all that stuff.
Oh, okay. Dot Hack.
Like you're in a video game, so you could be in a video game world, So this one's called Isekai or Die, a VR game in which, after you create your character, you are transported to one of 5 random worlds where you must solve their problems, whether it be political discord, war, an ancient evil, or a combination of several scenarios. The best part? You can't remove the VR headset or turn it off until you've beaten the game. Need to pee? Getting hungry or tired? Better hurry up and save the world. That's why it's called Isekai or Die.
I'm gonna go with that one.
Wasn't it like real at some point? Like the game could kill you, was shocking you or something. Wasn't that something? Didn't something happen weird?
That's probably a horror movie.
I don't know. It was like, we're not going to do it, but we could have, or something. I remember some story like that. It was a while ago.
Well, Sega had that fucking vest, remember? They did it in the Keith Apicary nerd video. But, yeah.
All right.
I'm picking the VR game.
I'll break the rule this time.
Take it to the limit.
Because I would have had 8 of these, but I didn't come up with like an 8th group, so I'll give you the last 3. The violence is the answer. A puzzle game where you solve every puzzle with extreme violence.
Like puzzles and violence.
Michael didn't pick the last one.
Oh yeah, pick, man. Jesus, I'm sorry.
Not the VR one, because I pee a lot.
So forced to
as an old man.
Just pee my pants.
Forced to dance.
Forced dance. Shock me.
But I don't know about that, though, because you didn't participate in one Friday night dance night with me and my kids.
Not once.
When you were living with me.
That's true.
Ever.
But now I'll be forced to.
Like madmen.
No one forced me to.
Oh, okay. Okay, I get that. I take it. Okay.
All right, so
start from the beginning on those last 3.
Violence is the answer. A puzzle game where you must solve every puzzle with extreme violence.
Love puzzles, love violence.
Then I've got Mime the Crime. You were an eyewitness to a crime, but as a mime, you've taken a vow of silence and absolutely refused to break character. Can you act out what you saw well enough for the authorities to catch their man? Escape the Diddy party. It's after midnight. You thought it was just a party, but things are getting strange, and it's not just the drugs kicking in. Can you escape the Diddy party, or is it hey diddle diddle? Fight your way through sex-crazed celebrities in this horror survival game.
I picked that one.
Hell no!
I'm going to play that one first, and then I'm going to play the mime game.
But no,
Hey diddle diddle.
Hey, diddle diddle.
That's a good one. That's a good one, bro.
which one are you going with, Michael?
Let's see in the middle.
What was that one
I
called?
don't forgot everything
Escape
now.
the Diddy party.
Oh, puzzle and violence, because I love puzzles and I love violence.
I think you should make the name Hey Diddle Diddle.
Yeah, that's yeah. I will call it, like, these are all
These are awesome.
Reminds me of this book I got. It was like all these for $2, but it's like Where's Waldo? It's called Find a Zombie, and you got to find a zombie family, but it's like super gruesome zombie scenes, military blowing their faces off, and them eating victims. You got to find a family like Waldo, but they're zombie family.
That sounds pretty cool.
I won't read you guys.
But it's like hyper violent.
I won't read you guys the descriptions again, but I want you to give me your top 3. I'll read you the titles real quick. I got Rootin' Tootin' Rootin'.
Just out of the names?
Yeah, no, your top 3 of all the games.
I remember the Rootin' Tootin' Rootin'.
There's Rootin' Tootin' Rootin', Fay DoorDash, Bootstraps, Hostile Makeover, Orca Assault, Insurance Fraudster, Pope Secret Police, Sentient Sexbot, Peep Show Proprietor Simulator, Cryptid Cuddler, Forced to Dance, Isekai or Die, Mime the Crime, Escape the Diddy Party, or Hey Diddle Diddle, I guess. Or Violence is the Answer. What were your top 3 out of those?
Boss. Sex Robot. And Hey Diddle Diddle.
What'd you, Michael?
I'm going to go the makeover one.
Oh, yeah, that one. I like that one, too. That one could contend for maybe the 3rd spot.
Then I guess the Boss Rootin' one. The puzzles and violence, because again, I love both of those things.
Okay.
What's the program, dude? I'd make some of these.
Yeah. If I knew how to do anything that had to do with making video games, I would make one of these for sure. But yeah, try it out. I think it's pretty cheap. You can probably find it on sale a lot too.
Battle of Gods, is that what you said?
It's called the Fight of Gods.
Whoa, no, you said it earlier.
Yeah, it's Fight of Gods.
Oh.
I just said it 2 seconds ago.
Yeah, man, you said it right.
It's Fight
This
of
is
Gods.
also right, but you said it right.
But yeah, you can play as there's Buddha and
Jesus.
oh, what's his face? The dog god, Egyptian
Anubis,
Jesus, and he's all muscular and he's broken the cross off, and the pieces of the cross are still nailed to his arms.
Some battle armor.
He uses them as
Didn't
weapons.
Adult Swim have like this game at one point? Like
It's
Adult
something
Swim had
similar.
like a game where you
Maybe.
Yes.
Yeah, something similar. But the Fight of Gods,
but it was
they
not
also
that.
have a animal fight or fight of animals or something like that. And it's all like cutesy animals, but then they're muscular and it's like a fighting game. And you fight with like dogs and weird shit. But the same company made both of them and they're both pretty cool.
Reminds me in the grocery store today.
And what was that one?
Somebody called her kid Odin. Like, Odin, come here.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
What was that one with the crabs?
Oh, crab fight.
Is that what it's called?
I think it is
Fight?
called Crab Fight,
Check
yeah.
that out too. You play as giant crabs or like different types of
forgot about
crabs
that. I
and
wanna
pick
play
up
that.
Weapons and you like fight and shit, and it could be a lobster or like it's cool.
It was like getting. It's crab physics.
Yeah, you got to maneuver
it's all
around
about
and pick up
balancing
stuff,
the
and hit
weapons
each other
and shit.
like,
Nice.
yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, I guess that's the Christmas episode.
We had crab for
We
Christmas.
covered a wide array of Christmas things and not Christmas things. I feel like it was a good episode, guys.
I feel like the video games fell into it. People want video games.
Yeah, people like video games. I mean, we covered all of our bases
Yeah.
and
Hey, Mo.
inserted the holidays in properly, right?
Yeah.
So-
Happy winter solstice, everyone.
Yeah, happy solstice,
Happy
happy
Yule.
holidays, happy Yule, happy Christmas,
Feliz Navidad.
Merry Kwanzaa, happy Hanukkah. Just in general, happy holidays to all out there. Okay.
And the episode abruptly ends.
Yeah. So see y'all next time. Good luck. We're all counting on you.